The honourable member for Halifax-Shabukdo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the minister responsible for residential tenancies, and I will table the document that I want to quote from. It's an internal departmental memo which we've obtained through Freedom of Information, where Service Nova Scotia officials informed the minister last year of this. I quote, "Fixed-term leases are being used by some landlords as a probationary period to see if tenants work out. If not, the tenancy either went to another fixed-term lease or ended the lease. This has led to housing insecurity in fixed-term lease agreements," unquote. Mr. Speaker, will the minister acknowledge, as his own department acknowledges, that fixed-term leases are a real cause of housing insecurity in Nova Scotia?
The Honourable Minister of Service, Nova Scotia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And as I indicated before, and I've acknowledged on this floor of this legislature, that there are on occasions, and the member certainly knows I've used on occasion because he's quoted me, that there are some landlords and that use fixed-term leases for their unintended purposes, Mr. Speaker. That's something that we do not support. Again, we also acknowledge that there's some tenants and landlords that do not follow the rules, and that's what's the driving force behind my department doing a full public awareness and education campaign, Mr. Speaker, to inform and ensure that Nova Scotia tenant and landlords understands their rights and responsibilities, Mr. Speaker. When it comes to fixed-term leases, we'll continue to engage with both tenant and landlord organizations and look at this file and enact when we need to. Thank you very much.
The honourable member for Halifax-Shabukdo.
And yet, Mr. Speaker, the minister's words "on occasion" are not the words that are reflected in the department's memo. So it says there further, I quote, "Tenants can be put into a precarious situation when fixed-term leases are the only option presented. They are unsure if, at the end of the fixed-term lease, they will have a place to live," unquote. Mr. Speaker, the minister's own officials say that fixed-term leases are putting people in a precarious situation and leaving them unsure whether or not they have a place to live. Other parts of Canada which have rent caps don't allow this. Why won't the minister put a stop to it here in our province?
The Honourable Minister of Service, Nova Scotia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And again, I support, and our government supports, the intended use of fixed-term leases. They play an important role in giving tenants an option if they need a short-term rental, Mr. Speaker. We will continue to look at ways to modernizing and strengthening the residential tenancy program. Again, looking through the lens of balance of engaging with both our tenant and landlord organizations. Fixed-term leases are one of the topics that has been discussed and continues to be discussed with our stakeholders, Mr. Speaker. Again, we'll continue to engage with them, and as required, we'll bring legislation to modernize and strengthen the Act at a later date. Thank you very much.